Welcome to another iConnect University. My name is Cameron Evans, obviously, marketing manager here. And today, I we're going to get into in regards to iConnect, knowing how to BAMFAM your customers and basically sending a appointment invite to your customers and yeah, basically being able to, I always like to use the term controlling the sale, right? And it's like as salespeople, as real estate agents are, I feel like we always have to keep in mind that, hey, look, we have to always control the sale. It's always up to me if they are willing to move forward in the sale or not. And it's my job to figure that out, where they're at in their stage of buying a home and making sure that I can continue making sure that they are moving along and controlling the sale. And so using technology in order to do that. And then secondly, I'm going to share some ChatGPT stuff with you all for some social media contents. Never again, ever again, ever again do I want you all running out of content. And so we're going to go into some ChatGPT stuff. And so in the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. As you can see, my DMs are popping. So I've been getting engaged in a lot lately. But what I want to get into is first the iConnect app, right? And so anytime I wish I had, Lorena, can you bring me the Android phone that's over there? Yes. And does it work? Like, is it on? Oh, no, never mind. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is actually this would be pretty cool to do it with one of you all on here. And so either Aaron, Delana, or Angelica, it'd be super cool to schedule a meeting with you all just to see what it looks like on your side, on the customer side. But that's what we're gonna be doing today. Basically, anytime you are out and you are either accepting the leads from the team and you are meeting them, you go through everything that you go through that Andrew teaches you with your buyer packet and signing the BRBC, and then doing the BAMFAM, actually talking like the sales techniques that come along with BAMFAMing somebody to the next appointment. And you schedule you schedule that appointment with an iConnect so then they can confirm on their side, which increases the probability of them actually showing up because we like buyers that are not ghosts. Ha ha, funny real estate joke. And or you are meeting people for the first time and you are scheduling property and they're looking at property, you met them in an open house, whatever it is, and you want to schedule a time to go out and have that same effect to where they get the notification on their end and then to confirm. And so regardless of whichever way that you're doing this is how you do it. So what we're going to do is as soon as you open your iConnect app, regardless of which tab it's on at the bottom, we're going to make our way to the agent profile tab. And then you're going to see a big button in the middle that says schedule a meeting. And all you do is tap on that. Now, let's actually do this. So, is anybody open to giving their number, right? You could type it in the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically what it looks like on your side to schedule a meeting with you and what you actually receive on your side. And so if anybody's open to doing that, just let me know. But if not, then I'll just create a fake one. And so, okay, perfect. Angelica. So we have the 562. So Angelica, I'm just going to pretend you're an individual that was assigned to me. I could also do it for you too, Aaron. I'm going to pretend that you all are individuals that was assigned to me through the team. Just met you at the house, showed you the property. We kicked it off, got the BRBC signed. You're a new client of mine. And now I'm like, hey, which day works for you to go see more property? Tuesday at 2 p.m. or Wednesday at 5, because I know the kids got soccer. And you're going to tell me Wednesday at 5. And so I'm going to be like, all right, cool. And so obviously, when you're getting assigned leads, these leads are already within your iConnect. And so I'm just doing it from scratch, right? Just so you know how to do it if you ever run into somebody that wasn't assigned to you. And so I am just going to make up a whatever name. So let's call it Angelica Torres. And then the email is angiet@gmail.com. And then the phone number is the 562-299-3801. Customer type. And so you are a buyer. The category is, let's say you came from my company. And then Well, actually, let's just do personal for right now because it's going to get complicated. But let's do personal, and then the lead source. Let's say, I mean, you're already a team lead, so let's just do team. And then customer location. Let's say I met you in Temecula, right? I met you at a property in Temecula. So I'm then just going to do submit, and it says added successfully. Okay, so now we're going to go into schedule a meeting. And then we're going to choose a customer. And all I'm going to do is just type in who I just input in there. So there she is. Angelica Torres just popped up. And now, again, you had this conversation with them. Hey, what property do you want to go see? And or you already had your 3 properties ready, available for them to then BAMFAM them to go see the first property on that list of 3. And this is where you just, first of all, they said, okay, the 8th, so next week, Thursday at 12 p.m., because the kids get out of school early, and so we can go search for property and then scroll down to meeting location. And this is where you're going to put the meeting location that you all are going to meet at. Just for the sake of example, I'm just putting the location in Anaheim, and then we're going to schedule this property. Now, what's going to happen is on my side, I got a notification that said congratulations. And then also on Angelica's side, she just got a text message from my phone number within the iCONNCT app. And then now here's the profile like you all usually see for the leads. And on her side, she is going to either accept it, deny it, or she can reschedule it. And so whatever, I mean, she does, you're going to see the notification on my side. And so, which is really cool because I think excuse me, iConnect is one of those apps that I haven't seen in the real estate industry before, especially for real estate agents. You know, you all are constantly scheduling meetings with people, and I have not seen a CRM or a piece of technology that enables the customer to confirm that we're going out to this meeting. Yes, there's automations within CRMs, but it's complex and it just sends them a text and there's no like app to app interface, if you will. And so this is one of the first of its kind of actually the customer confirming. And like I said, the importance of that is to prevent what's called lead attrition. All that means, it's a fancy way of saying we want to prevent them from ghosting us. We want to prevent them from just going silent on us and not showing up to that property, because just like you all, I've experienced it. You know, when I was a real estate agent, I used to call expireds. I remember my first appointment that I scheduled, I was so juiced. The person was like, yeah, you know, I've been thinking about selling my home again, putting it back on the market. The last agent didn't do a good job, and Cameron, I'm going to give you a shot. And I was like, perfect. What time do you want to meet up? They told me the date and time. I pulled up in my looking all snazzy with my listing presentation. I rang the doorbell. I rang the doorbell again. I knocked on the door. I stayed outside their door for like 25 minutes. Not outside their door, but I went back into my car. I called them. They didn't answer. I called them again, left them a voicemail. I went back to the door, knocked on it again. And then I went back into my car and I was like, damn. And so in order to prevent that from happening and wasting time as real estate agents, I think that this app, this feature within the app of having the customer confirm and saying, yes, I'm going to show up there, I think it increases the probability of them actually showing up. And so, as you see, I don't know if you all seen this, but my status automatically changed to BAMFAM, and it's just because Angelica actually accepted the invitation. And so that's that. And then what I can do, so I'm going to just do it over again for you, Aaron, just so you can see. So we're going to go back to schedule a meeting. I'm going to add a new customer, and then let's do this. So Aaron C at gmail.com. And then the number is 818-441-6537. Customer type is a buyer. The category is personal. The lead source is from the team. And then I met her in Temecula, right? Submit. So now we have a new lead in here. And now I'm going to go back to scheduling a meeting. I'm going to choose that same exact person. So we're going to go back to Erin C. Boom, there she is. We're going to select the day and time. So next Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. And then we're going to select the location. She wants to see a home in Disneyland, specifically Goofy's house. and then we're going to schedule a meeting. And again, I got the congratulations. And then what popped up on Aaron's side is a text message from the phone number that I have attached to my screen. And so uh, Joe Post is saying that the video quality is not good. Is it the same for everybody else? Like, can you see me clearly enough? Like, it may be like a little bit of a blur. Apologize for that. But I'll try not to move as much as possible.
Yeah,
And
and
so,
the phone is blurry. It always comes blurry.
got it.
And you,
Hmm, damn. Well, yeah, sorry about that. Let's see. So, this meeting is being recorded. Yeah, I don't want to like troubleshoot and like waste everybody's time, but yeah, yeah, but you guys can't even see the phone. So all right, but yeah, that's how it's done. Hopefully, we record all of these, and so hopefully you guys can go back into it and see it because when we put it up on YouTube, it's a lot more clear because we're taking the imagery from our actual camera and uploading it from there. And so apologies for that if you guys can't see anything on the interface. And I would just say once we post it onto YouTube, you'll see it like clearly enough.
so where
And
do we go
so
on YouTube? On the Warburton Teen channel?
No, so we have a iConnect official. If you go to YouTube and just type in iConnect official, you'll see our YouTube channel pop up. And so we post every single one of these on there. But yeah, that's how you schedule meetings with customers. And that's how you do BAMFAMs as well. And so, like I said, like that's one of the, oh, I can see what you guys are talking about. It's not that bad. Not that bad in the sense that like you can actually see where I'm clicking around. But that's how you BAM fam people, right? BAM famming alone is a technique that I know a lot of real estate agents don't even know about. I know I didn't know about it until I actually came here to the Warburton team. And thank you, Lorena. So we put the YouTube link in the chat. And so you can just click that and it'll take you right to our YouTube account. But BAM famming is a technique that I think contributes a lot to, again, controlling the sale, making sure that I am servicing this buyer or seller the best that I can. If they say they want to move, I'm going to make sure that we get this done for them. And so every single time I meet them, I am servicing them for what we're doing right now. And then I am scheduling the next appointment with them when I'm with them, right? The mistake that a lot of real estate agents make is they meet them for the first time at the property, shake hands, hit it off. I'll call you. And then that's when you start trying to get a hold of them while they're out looking at property with another real estate agent because the real estate agent didn't do a good job of controlling the sale. And so, but basically that's how you do that. Do you all have any questions about this? Any questions besides the screen being blurry? Apologize for that again. Until we wait for some questions, if there are any, if you all want to, so if you go to the notifications right here, so I'll just point to everything since it's a little blurry. If you want to go to the notifications right here, any sort of response that you get from the individual that you are sending that you're scheduling the appointment with, it'll show up as a notification in your notifications, right? And as you can see, just like on Instagram or any other platform, it's just a little red signal showing you that Angelica Torres has just accepted the appointment, right? Okay, now with that said, let's get into some content. I'm going to show you all this. I've shown it before, but I think it's worth showing again just because I think a lot of real estate agents actually told me this was like one of the best videos and webinars that we've actually done. And it's basically knowing how to do research on your consumer and then have ChatGPT come up with all of the content ideas that you would need in order to engage with them online, right? There's a couple other aspects to this which I'm not going to go over today. We can go into more advanced like techniques with like creating content and stuff like that, because there is an aspect to this which is like finding the most trending posts and knowing how to extract out the information on these posts, meaning just like looking at it and being able to describe the post to then ChatGPT. And now what you're doing is you're taking posts that are for the sake of this training that are going viral and that are getting lots of engagement, and you're taking the concept out of that post and then you're also putting it into ChatGPT along with what I'm about to show you, and now you're blending two things. You're blending education, which is you teaching the buyers, or or entertainment, which is you going out and showcasing whatever sort of homes, or if you're one of those people that dance on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, you're going out and you're combining the education and entertaining element along with what I call relevancy. Relevancy is going to come from what I show you all today. Dancing on TikTok is great. I wouldn't say great, but good, right? If that's you, if that's your personality, but whatever you do to get people's attention on social media that expresses your personality, right? I always want to make sure that any sort of content that I send to anyone, it's relevant to them, right? And so we're in a day and age where consumers have access to all the information that they have access to. And so how do you now give them some sort of information that they can actually use, right? And it's relevant, right? I don't want to be that person that's just like, hey, do you want to sell your home? And I'm sending that message out or posting content out, knowing that my followers or the people that I'm sending the message to rents, right? That message is not relevant. They don't have a home to sell, so I need to stop sending that type of content to that type of individual. And so, but basically, this is how you find relevance, right? I'm going into ChatGPT. If you want this prompt, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the chat. And feel free to change the verbiage based on your demographic. So hold on one second. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put chat GPT prompt, right? And so this is what I'm inputting into ChatGPT. And basically what it says is, what are the questions that home buyers, and again, you could change home buyers with whatever demographic that you want. People looking for new construction, investors, long-term investors, flippers. There's so many Airbnb people. Like there's so many different demographics out there for individuals. All you have to do is just put in whatever sort of one that you're going after. What are the questions that home buyers are asking the most frequently about buying a home, right? Look for them on social sites, forums, Reddit, Quora, and other places home buyers are asking questions. Find as many as possible, then categorize them and rank stack them by frequency, right? And so basically what I'm telling it to do is go find the questions that my audience is asking online, because there's a ton of forums online. There's Facebook groups, there's Reddit, there's Quora, and everybody's asking questions because obviously they're trying to do their research. They're trying to do their, educate themselves to make the best decision possible when it comes to buying and selling a home. And so I'm telling ChatGPT, go online and I'm going to, forgive me for a second. So if you all can see here, deep research, this is the feature that I'm using within ChatGPT. It's called deep research, right? So I click that first, and then I put in this prompt. And what I'm telling it to do is go find individuals, go find my demographic who's talking about whatever, find the most frequent things that they're talking about, and I want you to stack them and rank them based on the frequency, right? And so usually the response you're going to get from this is ChatGPT asking for a little bit more clarity, right? Do you have a specific region or country in mind? This is very interesting. We're in California. I know majority of the individuals on here are in Southern California. And California is a huge market, right? And so I would put California. Or should I focus in general home buying questions? Are you interested in questions from first-time home buyers, from repeat buyers, or both? Right? And so ChatGPT is asking me to define the audience that I want to go after. How recent should the questions be? Should I prioritize questions from the last year or include older ones as well? And then would you like a particular focus on investment properties, primary residences, or both? And that's what ChatGPT, what ChatGPT is trying to do is like, tell me who to get this information from, right? Tell me who you want to talk to, and so I can go get that information. So what I told it was all of United States, more specifically Southern California, right? I want it to get both first-time home buyers and repeat buyers, right? Questions from all of 2024, right? Because I want a huge sample size, right? If I just tell it, oh, questions from last month, it's not a big enough sample size. I want a huge sample size. So it's relevant from all of last year. primary residences and new builds, right? And so it said, great. And usually, and this is the reason why I had this like preset, is just because usually it takes about 10, 15 minutes for it to go through and start, what they call web crawling. And it's just basically going out to find that information. And then look at this. Most asked Southern California home buying question, which this is absolutely nuts. Before, I would have had to literally go out and do this research on my own, pull up blog after blog after blog after blog, or just go into my database and call some of my past home buyers and be like, hey, what are some questions? What are the most frequent questions that you asked or that you were most concerned about when it came to buying a home? And instead of doing that, literally in 11 minutes and 56 seconds, I was able to get this information, right? And so it seems like affordability and budgeting, more specifically, they're actually getting specific quotes from home buyers online. How can anyone afford to buy a home in Southern California now? And so a lot of people are asking questions, and specifically in Southern California, about affordability. How can I afford a home? And so now, knowing this, like I don't even have to scroll more. You all are smart enough to know, okay, if someone's asking me about affordability, what type of content am I going to create now? Hey, first-time home buyer that has student loans and your credit score is this, or it's between this and this. Here's how much home you could afford, right? It's very simple. You're just putting two and two together. What is my audience asking questions about? I'm going to create video content and photo content. I can create blog content. I can create newsletters. To be honest, the content style, if you will, whether it's writing, audio, like a podcast or video, it doesn't matter as long as you're creating relevant content for them, right? They're going to read it, they're going to listen to it, they're going to watch it and listen to it. And so yeah, so how can I afford to buy a home, right? And then it starts to get into the details of that. Right? It starts to give me a summary of it. By far, the most frequent concern is sheer affordability in Southern California's pricey market. Both first-time buyers and even higher income earners feel squeezed by sky-high home prices between $800 and $1 million. And the challenge is saving. Here, this is amazing. The challenge, it's telling you the challenges that they're actually experiencing. The challenge of saving a massive down payment. So just hearing that, when I put my marketer hat on as a real estate agent, I think, okay, their biggest challenge is saving for the down payment. It's one of the biggest challenges when it comes to affordability. So one of the biggest challenges is saving for the down payment. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go online, and if I don't know this already, I'm going to look up down payment assistance programs. I'm going to look up, are there any grants out there that I can figure out for this niche, right? First-time homebuyer grants, first-time homebuyer down payment assistance programs. Are there maybe strategies that you know of? Maybe you have a financial friend who knows some ways to come up with that down payment. You take all of that information and now you put it into a video. Hey guys, this is Cameron with the Warburton team. And one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is around affordability, especially in Southern California. Homes are, man, they're sky high over here in Southern California. And more specifically, how can you afford a home? How could you come up with a down payment? Well, I done some research and I came up with 3 ways for you to come up with the down payment for buying your first home. Check this out. Point 1, point 2, point 3, and then end your video. If you all have any questions regarding affording a home or coming up with a down payment, go ahead and give me a call and we can come up with a strategy session for you. And you can go ahead and DM me, or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Boom! There's one of your content pieces, right? And so now what we call in the marketing world, these are called content pillars, right? And so a content pillar is just a category of content that I'm always talking about. And since affordability is one of them, right? Like, I mean, just off of my head, I'm not even using ChatGPT, but just like off of my head, ideas that come, I would do an interview with one of the lenders we have in the office, right? I would do an interview with Kathy or Tony or any one of them and ask them, what are different ways that I can come up with a down payment? So now you're not even the one answering the question. You're just going to the source of information, video recording them, or just getting them on audio or whatever, and then you're posting it on your channel. And then you tag whatever company that either JJ Mortgage or whatever company that our lenders are a part of in the video. And you see what I'm doing here now? And so now I'm including our team in the content creation while at the same time creating relevant content for my audiences. Yeah. And so, I mean, I didn't even get like a tenth of a way through this, and I already have like so many different ideas that are coming out, and it's not hard. Just the core concept that I really want to get across to you all is really just be aware of relevancy, right? The reason why I'm doing this is to create relevant content. Dancing on TikTok is great. Coming up with all the, I mean, you all see all the trends on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, right? That stuff's great. That stuff's entertainment, right? But you also want to be the source of information for your buyers, right? You want to be that, not only the local expert, but also the professional that knows how to answer questions and answer, affordability questions, lending questions, inspection questions. When it comes to inspecting the home, you want to be that professional who knows and has the answers to those questions. And this is a very easy way to do that. Yeah, I mean, literally, you can go through here. I'm pretty sure some of you are doing it right now on your own ChatGPT. But go through here and just pick out some of the questions that you see, and literally just answer it. Pretend this person is asking you the question. Pull up your phone, turn the camera around, and just answer the question. And then just make sure that you put a CTA, what's called a call to action, at the end of your video. If you all want more information about affording your first home in Southern California in the $800,000 price range, go ahead and send me a DM, or go ahead and comment below, or go ahead and connect with me on iCONNCT. My link is in the bio. There's so many different call to actions that you can put at the end of your video, but make sure you put that at the end of the video. And so, I know I'm like really like going through this. Does anybody have any questions regarding what I am talking about? If not, I could just continue on. Is this actually valuable to you all? I mean, talking about relevancy, am I being relevant to you all? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if this is helpful at all for individuals that are creating content for themselves. Um, but yeah, as I continue scrolling, you're going to see all the questions that people are asking around affordability. And then as I come back up here, so market outlook and timing. So will the housing market crash in 2024, or should I buy now? Like basically, when is the best time to buy a home? Right? That's a great question to answer. First time home buyer challenge. How much down payment do I really need for a SoCal house? Repeat buyers and low rate dilemmas. Is it worth selling my 3% mortgage home to upgrade to 7%? That's such a great piece of content. New construction and new builds. Are new construction homes in SoCal worth the extra costs? That's a great question, right? And then you just scroll here in here and just make notes of any content ideas that come to mind as you scroll through there. And so what I ended up doing was I said, can you turn these into a list of questions? And so because again, like I'm trying to create content, and so I act as if these questions are consumers asking me the questions, and then I'm getting on camera just like this and just answering them, right? How can anyone afford to buy a home in Southern California now? Right? I would literally make that my opening line of my video. How could anyone afford to buy a home in Southern California now? I'm gonna tell you exactly how. And you see now it's like I'm getting, I mean, that's the hook in the beginning. And then you get into telling them exactly how with the CTA at the end. Um, yeah, with interest rates at 7%, how are people buying houses in Southern California? How much does one need to realistically buy a house? That's a great one. How are people managing to save for a down payment amidst rising living costs? I know there's a ton of different like saving strategies out there. Man, again, like getting with a person, an accountant that in your network, a financial friend that you know in your network, and ask them, hey, what are the top 5 saving strategies so someone can save up to eventually buy a home in Southern California? That's another great one. How do first-time home buyers cope with the high down payment requirements, right? And so on and so forth, right? Then what I ended up doing was I took this a step further, and then now I'm getting like a little advanced as we come up on time. But I told it, I'm a realtor who does not know how to create engaging content on social media. Based on the research that you have provided above, can you create a content schedule for me to post weekly? I'm looking for content ideas for me to post on Instagram and TikTok. And then it said, absolutely. And then it just went through and created a content strategy for me. And again, like you all can take that same prompt and put it into your ChatGPT. And yeah, and it basically went through and it created this 12-week content calendar. So look at this. I mean, I can film all this in a week, and now all my content for the rest of this year is complete, right? And so literally, it actually gave me the ideas as well. How buyers are still buying in 2024. 3 creative ways buyers are affording homes in SoCal. Week number 2, you don't need 20% down. Here's what buyers are actually doing. Breaking down how much down you really need in SoCal. Time in the market. So this is week number 3. Should you wait for a crash? Here's the truth about 2024. Why time in the market could cost you more in SoCal. Here's a great idea. I'm hoping someone takes this idea, right? I really want you all to be successful with the technology we give you and the social media strategies that we give you. Here's a phenomenal idea. Actually, one of our agents does this, and it's one of his most engaged with posts, right? Here's an idea that any one of you can do right now. Matter of fact, I'm actually about to go out and do it right now. Go to your favorite restaurant in your area, like your town, your service area, right? Go to your favorite local restaurant. Not McDonald's, not none of that. I know I love a 20-piece chicken McNugget with barbecue sauce and buffalo sauce, but not that. Go to a local restaurant, somebody who has, and if you want to get strategic with it, somebody who has a really good following on Instagram or whatever platform that you're posting on, right? Go to a restaurant, Mexican restaurant, Italian restaurant, whatever it is. Do your video in there. I know you're gonna look weird, but that's fine. Look weird and close deals, right? I'd rather look weird and close deals than be, embarrassed and not close anything, right? And so go into the restaurant, do your video, pull up your ChatGPT and your list of questions, and answer your questions in the restaurant, right? Or in the place, whatever, the coffee shop, the winery, the brewery, the pub, wherever you're at, right? Local place, right? Do your video in there, and then tag the business owner, tag them, right? And so now what you're doing is, or invite them to collaborate, right? So now what you're doing is you're not only creating relevant content for your consumer, but you're also shouting out the local business where you are creating this content and giving them more exposure as well. I have not seen a local business deny or be like, no, I don't want you posting us on your social media and tagging us and getting us more exposure. I have not seen a local business say that. The beauty about this is once you post that and you do this enough time. So I always say content, I know there's so many little tips and tidbits in here. And so again, this is going to be on our YouTube channel, so you could piece it apart however you like. What's called. And so creating content, it's a long-term game, right? It's brand. That's what that is. Don't expect to post for a week and then you get 100 leads this week. That's not how it works. Content creation, it's a consistent game. Just like I just hired a fitness trainer right now. I told him I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle, and it's been a week since I've been working out with him, and it would be foolish of me for me to go to him and be like, I want my money back. I want my money back because I haven't gained my 20 pounds in a week, right? It'd be foolish because that's something that takes 6 months to a year or 8 months, right? To a year, depending on how hard you work, right? To gain that 20 pounds of muscle. Same thing with content creation. It's going to take some time for you to post, learn what your audience is engaging with, post, go into your where your audience is engaging online and engage with them, DM people, right? There's so many different, you have to continuously do this. That's all I'm saying, right? Don't expect it just magically appear where you just got buyers up the yin-yang. But go into the restaurant, film yourself, grab the content from ChatGPT so it's relevant, and then maybe say something about the restaurant. Hey, this is Cameron. Today I'm at ABC Restaurant in the city of Loma Linda, and real quick, I was eating this delicious chilaquiles with red sauce, and it's absolutely amazing. I got horchata to come along with it, and it's just, I love this place. But real quick, while I was eating this, I was just thinking about, how do home buyers, especially first-time home buyers, afford a home that's $800,000, $900,000, $1 million within the Southern California area? I'm gonna tell you exactly how. You tell them exactly how, and then end it with, hey, if you guys want more information on this, make sure you go ahead and send me a DM. If you guys haven't been to this ABC restaurant before, I highly suggest their chilaquiles because it's absolutely amazing, and their horchata is one of the best in the game. And so go ahead and check them out as well. I'll see you all later, right? And it's like now it's like you're doing a lot of stuff. You're giving relevant content. It's entertaining. You're tagging the restaurant, and potentially they will put you on their story. So now that content is going out to their audience, right? That's why I said choose a restaurant that has a good following on the platform that you're posting on. And bada boom, bada bang, you do that enough times, you're going to be one of the most popular, most well-known real estate agents within your city. And on top of that, just when you thought it wasn't good enough, on top of that, I would try to try to network with the business owner, because business owners, especially if it's a really good restaurant, they are making money. What do they do with that money? They go out and they buy homes. And so there you go. And so Aaron said, if two people input the same exact prompt into ChatGPT, would they get the same exact response? Regardless if they do or don't, regardless if they do or don't, I just want to make sure that you guys can still see me. I think I went away, but I think you guys can still hear me. Can you guys still hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you all can still hear me. Can you hear me, Lorena? Oh, okay, perfect. Great question, Aaron. But regardless if they are getting the same response or not, it's really not about the response that you're getting. It's about who's going to go out and execute it. It's really that simple. I mean, I'm speaking to 8, 9, 10 people on here, and my question is going to be, who's going to be the one to take these responses and actually go out and film content, right? And so I know I'm going to tell you exactly who. Jonathan Marani. For those of you who don't know, you should know that name, Jonathan Marani. He's actually one of our stars, rising stars with the TWT, and he's going out and doing this stuff. He always comes into the office and he asks me, Cameron, what other ideas do you have? You know, what other tips can I do? And I see him posting all the time, and we always tag him on our posts. We always put him in our stories because he's doing what we're saying to do. And so, like, even though that's an amazing question, Aaron, I wouldn't worry too much about the responses that everybody's getting, because most likely they are going to be the same responses. ChatGPT is doing the research on the same Google that everyone's using, the same Bing that everyone's using, right? And so, but the question is, who's going to go out and do it, right? It's about execution at this point. And so, yeah, great question, though. If anybody has any sort of questions, go ahead and let me know right now. Other than that, I hope this was a very valuable piece of content for you all. I hope it was relevant to you all. And I'm now just seeing that my video went out, but you all can still hear me. Apologies for that. But yeah, I hope everyone has what's today? Friday. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. I hope you all go out, network with some local business owners, go out and create some content, and tag us. Tag us. We post you on ours. We got close to 3,000 followers on ours, and ours is made up of real estate agents and consumers. And so if you go out and make some content, just tag the Warburton team and invite us. So our thing is at Warburton Props, right? Just all one word, at Warburton Props. Tag us if you create some content. We love seeing real estate agents execute and improve their business. And yeah, if you all hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Hope a lot of escrows open, a lot of escrows close, a lot of appointments. Hope you all are BAMFAM and in your iCONNCT apps. And I'll definitely see you all next week.
Thank you, Cameron. Have a great weekend, everybody.